So what's something that the people in Washington, D.C. don't, as we're talking about that, don't really understand about life in places like North Dakota and Iowa and the Midwest? What don't they get?
Well, you mentioned this about how the attack on farmers, but I would say take, Waters of the USA, take, the new BLM rules, which just got promulgated recently, take this attack on pickup trucks. I mean, take anything that the Biden administration does. Most of it's on page, like I said, 12 or 18, because they're pushing indictments and keeping that on the front page. But this other stuff that they're doing, not through laws of Congress, but just through executive orders. We have a full-time job as Republican governors. We're the tip of the spear, suing the federal government. We have to say this is not legal. It's not constitutional. And I would say the number one thing the bureaucrats, they think on this stuff they're doing, quote, on the environment, where we're going to just like export, we're going to buy solar panels from China that comes from a factory that's run by coal. We're gonna buy a battery from China where they're tearing up the Congo, moving 500,000 pounds of earth. They call them rare earth minerals for a reason. They're rare. They're like really small quantities, parts per million. They have to move 500,000 pounds of earth in a different country to get enough material to make one battery that we're going to subsidize. We're going to subsidize the car. We're going to subsidize 500,000 EV charging stations, and then you can't get a transmission line permitted, and then they're going to shut down all the base load. I mean, there's nothing that makes sense about the electrical policy of this administration. But when they start coming in North Dakota farmers or Iowa farmers and saying, this is what you should or shouldn't do with your land, I'll just tell you right now, nobody cares more about the land and the water and the air than the people that live on it. And when you've got seventh generation farmers here and you got a bureaucrat in Washington trying to tell you what you can or can't do on your land, that makes no sense at all. We've got to get it back, the power back to the states, and the states have got to get the power back to the people, because these farmers and ranchers, they care about it more than any bureaucrat ever will.
It's generational, and they want to leave it to the next generation, and they work on that every single day. So I just think, how many of you wake up every single day and wonder what insane thing the Biden administration is going to do that just flies in the face of common sense? Yes, common sense. It's a thing of the past in Washington, D.C. They don't know anything about it.
And we could use a little more common sense, a little more small-town common sense.
A little more small-town common sense. That's right.